Siki, today is Genesis 38.
No, Genesis not.
No, it's 38. It's this one right here. We read 37 yesterday.
You said we're going to read 2 chapters yesterday.
I know, we never got to chapter 38.
Why?
Because we were busy. Okay,
Yeah.
Judah and Tamar. Okay, follow on. If I tell you, read the word. Verse 1. It happened at that time that Judah went down from his brothers
Why?
and turned to a certain Adulamite, whose name was Hira. Verse 2. There Judah saw the daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua. He married her and went into her. Verse 3. And she conceived and bore a son and called his name Verse 4. Again she conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Onan. Verse 5. Yet again she bore a son, and she called his name Shelah. She was in Chizib when she bore him. Verse 6. And Judah took a wife from his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. Verse 7. But Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord.
Who wicked?
And the Lord slew him. He was wicked. Judah's firstborn, he was wicked, and God slew him, it says. Verse 8. Then Judah said to Onan, go in to your brother's wife and perform the duty of a brother-in-law to her, and raise up offspring of your brother. Verse 9. But Onan knew that the offspring would not be his. So when he went in to his brother's wife, he spilled the semen on the ground, lest he should give offspring to his brother.
Who's it?
Onan.
Is he bad?
He just did something a little foolish. Okay, so far he's not wicked like his brother. Okay. Verse 11. Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow in your father's house. You got to follow on, son, till Shelah, my son, grows up. For he feared that he would die, like his brothers.
Who?
Shelah feared he would die like his brothers.
Dad?
So, no, he just got scared that he was going to die like his brothers. So, Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. Verse 12.
Who? Why?
They went to live with the fathers because he was scared that he would die like his brother. Okay? Verse 12. In the course of time, the wife of Judah, Shua's daughter, died. And when Judah was comforted, he went up to Timnah.
How many chapters are we going to read?
3.
No.
Okay? Just follow on, son. Okay? Let's focus on chapter 38. Judah went to Timnah to his sheep herders. He and his friends, Hiram and Alumamite. Verse 13. Follow on, son. And when Tamar was told, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep. Verse 14. She put off her widow's garments and put on a veil.
Zechariah.
This is Tamar. She put off her widow's garments, put on a veil, wrapping herself up, and sat at the entrance to Enim, which is in the road to Timnah. For she saw that Shelah was grown up, and she had not been given to him in marriage. Verse 15. When Judah saw her, so Judah then saw her, Thank you. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, for she had covered her face. Verse 16. He went over to her at the roadside and said, "Come, let me come into you." For he did not know she was his daughter-in-law. She said, "What will you give me that you may come into me?" Verse 17, he answered, "I will send you a kid from the flock." A kid means a goat, Ezekiel.
What's a kid?
A baby goat.
What?
A kid is a baby goat.
But I'm a kid.
You're a kid, you're a baby human. It's also a baby goat. Okay,
No,
they're both kids.
I'm a baby goat.
Oh, okay. Well, let's keep reading, baby. And she said, "Will you give me a pledge till you send it?" Verse. Okay, let me take care of baby brother. Are you following along?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 18. He said, "What pledge shall I give you?" She replied, "Your signet and your cord and your staff that is in your hand." So he gave them to her and went into her, and she conceived by him. Verse 19. Then she arose and went away, and taking off her veil, she put on the garments of her widowhood. Verse 20. When Judah sent the kid by his friend, the Lumamite, to receive the pledge from the woman's hand, he could not find her. So they took the goat and they couldn't find this lady. Verse 21. And he asked the man of the place, "Where is the harlot who was at Enem by the wayside?" And they said, "No harlot has been here." Verse 22. So he returned to Judah and said, "I have not found her." And also, the men of the place said, "No harlot has been here." Verse 23. And Judah replied, "Let her keep the things as her own, lest we be laughed at. You see, I sent this kid, and you could not find her." Verse 24. About 3 months later, Judah was told, "Tamar, your daughter-in-law, has played the harlot, and moreover, she is with child by harlotry." And Judah said, "Bring her out and let her be burned." Verse 25. And she was being brought out, and she sent word to her father-in-law, "By the man to whom these belong, I am with child." And she said, "Mark, I beg you, whose these are, the signet of the cord and the staff." Verse 26. Then Judah acknowledged them and said, "She is more righteous than I, inasmuch as I did not give her my son Shelah,
Ooh, nice.
and did not lie with her again." Verse 27.
What?
Let's keep reading. Let's find out. When the time of her delivery came, there were twins in her womb. Verse 28. And when she was in labor,
What's twins?
the daughter-in-law of Judah. And it turned out to be Judah was the father.
What?
Yeah. Should I give a summary of what happened?
Yes.
It's rated R.
Yes.
Verse 28. And when she was in labor, one put out a hand, and the midwife took and bound out his hand on a scarlet thread, saying, "This came out first." Verse 29. But as he drew back his hand, behold, his brother came out. And she said, "What a breach you have made for yourself." Therefore, his name was called Perez. Verse 30. Afterward, his brother came out with the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zerah. Okay, that's the end of chapter 38. That was pretty intense chapter. Do you have any questions, Zeke? That was about Judah and his daughter-in-law. Chapter 39, we're going to get back to the story of Joseph.
What she did, Judah's daughter-in-law?
So what happened was, let's do a summary. What happened was, one of Judah's oldest son was wicked, right? And God took his life, the Bible says. Okay, hold on, Zeke. Okay,